Speaker Shri V. Vijay Sai Reddy.
Thank you, Vice Chairman, sir. Mike, sir.
Sir, I rise to support this bill, and I do not agree with my colleague Sri Jairam Rameshji, because monument is the property of the country and property of the citizens of this country. And it is our responsibility to protect the monuments. Whether there has to be a budgetary allocation or funds are to be remitted through CSR is only a subject matter of discussion. But funds have to be spent, they are to be protected. Therefore, I rise to support this bill. Sir, the 3-4 points I would like to bring to your kind notice is that one day, if not, we are all sitting here. This Parliament building we are inherited and we are operating from this building today will become a monument down the line after a few years. Next year or next to next year. So, monument of democracy. Yes, this is also a monument. And temples are also monuments. Churches are also monuments. Mosques are also monuments. All prayer halls, there are so many monuments. They are to be protected irrespective of the caste, religion, everything. So, the bill is to be supported and deserves to be supported. Sir, see, I draw your attention to the CSR funds, relevant provisions in the Companies Act. Sir, the Companies Act, in fact, it is reproduced here. The company shall give, see how to spend the CSR funds. First of all, it's an average net profit of the company, 2% of the average net profit of the company. It is fine. So, where to spend? The company shall give preference to the local area and areas around it where it operates for spending the amount earmarked for corporate social responsibility activities. I would draw your kind attention to this particular provision. Sir, if there is a company whose head office or registered office is located in Hyderabad, Delhi or Bombay, and has got about 4 or 5 different factories located in 4 different states. And this particular Companies Act, provision in the Companies Act, gives an option to the company to spend not only the local area, it is not mandatory, it is an option given to the company. Wherever the company wants to spend, preferably local area, and it can spend. This should not be the case, because the company is collecting the taxes from the local people and paying the taxes to the local government, enjoying the facilities from the area where it is located, any state for that matter. Therefore, it is obligatory on the part, see, because the revenues are generated from 4 or 5 different sources in case if 4 factories are located at different places. Therefore, it has to be proportional. I am not confining myself, I am not thinking from the narrow-minded point of view. There has to be a provision in this regard. And proportionate profits attributable to that particular unit must be spent in the area where that factory is located. This is what my opinion is. And secondly, sir, what will happen if 2% of the net profits are not spent as per the Companies Act? If amount is not spent within a period of 6 months from the end of the financial year, that is, if accounts are closed by 31st March, and if they are not spent by 30th September, these funds are to be deposited in PM CARES. My point is, why PM CARES? Why not CM CARES also? Yes. Why are you restricting this only to PM CARE? So my point in this regard is, I support the bill, but however, there has to be some amendments in the Companies Act or some rules have to be framed, amending the existing rules, enabling the companies to contribute even to CM CARES also. Sir, the next point is, if funds are not spent and then if they are not transferred to PM CARES, what will happen? And the board will have to give a reasoning. board of directors will have to give a reasoning. That is not what we have expected. We are expecting from the Companies Act. There has to be a penal provision. That is mandatory. So there has to be a penal provision to be incorporated in the Companies Act, penalizing the board of directors for not following the section 135 schedule 7 of the Companies Act. And secondly, sir, unfortunately, Honorable Finance Minister is not present here in this August House. Sir, you are directing the company, mandating the company to spend 2% of the average profits for corporate social responsibility. When you are giving a direction to the company and asking the company to follow it, why are you not allowing this as an admissible expenditure under section 37 of the Income Tax Act? And earlier, to the best of my knowledge, when I was practicing as a chartered accountant, it was admissible, and later it has become inadmissible. And during the period of Honorable Finance Minister Chidambaram ji has introduced the amendment bill. And it is Chidambaram ji who has amended the act saying that it is inadmissible. It is very unfortunate. When the company is spending the amount, why should it spend the amount from after-tax profit? It has to be admissible as an expenditure, and profit or loss should be arrived at only after admitting this corporate social responsibility as an expenditure, admissible expenditure in the profit and loss account. Sir, there are in Schedule 7, there are areas where the corporate social responsibility funds could be spent. They are specified and they are limited. And my request to the Honorable Minister in this regard is, you should include even employees' welfare and employees' housing also, which is not included here. When you have included everything, when you have included drinking water, health, yes, they are all very important. Education, help during natural calamities, skill development, women empowerment, citizen care, environment, including flora fauna, Ganga, sports, rural development, slum area development, what not everything. Why not employees' welfare? This is what my point is, sir. Sir, with this, I support the bill, and I request the Honorable Minister to kindly consider my points and bring suitable amendments in the rules as well as in the Act. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.